Yo, good evening, everybody. This is Philly, the podcast in the evening. This is my guy Marv, man, is black. I'm gonna talk to y'all about the NFC East and what the ramifications are in regards to Hurts. It's gonna be a good show, man, and let's hope y'all tap in with us.
Let's go. Good evening. Good evening. It's Swerve. Thank y'all for tuning in to Philly, the podcast. As always, we're here to talk, sports, NFC East, uh, Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. We're just gonna go over the division. We It was covered earlier. Big news in Philadelphia that the Eagles did get the corner that they were after. Um, Bradbury signed a 1 year deal with the Eagles, strengthening our defensive backfield, which is big news. Joe talked about it earlier today, so we're not going to harp on it or beat a dead horse, but it's a great addition. Howie has done really well in the offseason. And that's just, I'm not going to say it's the cherry on top of the sundae, but it's just another good move that adds to what Howie has done so far this offseason.
Yes, sir.
So, am I hype? Yeah, I'm definitely hype. I think he was an upgrade. We had Steve Nelson last year who came in and did a wonderful job and then moved on to a payday. Um, and then we were wondering who was going to be the corner opposite of Slay. And we got that answer today. So we got that answer today. I think we're getting a guy who was the number one in New York, who's going to be extremely motivated because he's on a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Who Slay? Okay, my tablet came back to life. But Slay, I was reading some information. There's only been two players it's only two players since 2016 to have 15 interceptions and 80 pass breakups.
Right.
And those two players are Darius Slay and Bradbury. So I believe the acquisition was definitely a huge acquisition. It definitely makes this team stronger going in, like you said, like going into the draft. As we discussed, we had them for 4 or 5 wins, but all the acquisitions and everything that's been done by the front office, I think the Eagles can definitely compete for the division.
Well,
With that being said, I don't think they're finished. We still have areas we need to improve in. Our safety room isn't a top-notch safety room. I'm not going to say that they're not great because we haven't seen much of them, but there's nobody that we can say is proven in the safety. So all in all, it was a great day with the Bradbury signing. A huge pickup for the Philadelphia Eagles today. I am extremely excited. This just gives Howie another piece. Howie added another piece so that Gannon has no excuse this year. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I believe if you look at everything that's been added to Jordan Davis, Hassan Reddicks, the Bradburys, the what's the kid from Georgia 7, the Kobe Deans.
Dean, Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
Right.
You brought back Fletch. You have Hassan Reddick. You brought back Barnett, who when he does play, can play. He's just a knucklehead. So he's slowly getting these pieces. He's gotten a lot of pieces. Let's see what he can do to put these pieces in place. I mean, on paper,
Right.
looking at it, I don't ever want to see a quarterback. I don't want to see who was Derek Carr, 24 for 27.
Right. Yeah.
And then you had Josh Herbert, who is a really good young quarterback. But if you never watched football before and you watched the Raiders game or the Chargers game, you would have thought Josh Herbert or Derek Carr were the best quarterbacks to play football. So I don't want any 24 for 27s. There's no excuse for Gannon. But we're far off from that. I was just saying my spiel. Happy we got Bradbury. Welcome to Philadelphia. Welcome to the Eagles. He's on that 1 year deal. He's playing with a really, really, really good defensive line. I think he should have an extremely successful season and go ahead on and get paid, because that's the plan. Have him look good this year, and then go ahead and send him off and let him get paid. So
Yeah.
today was a
Yep.
good day.
Yep. And then a part of that, obviously comes the expectations and what fans want and what fans think should happen. And I'm at the point, you know how it is with us, man. Like, wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay in that wait and see mode. I'm glad that they did get Bradbury, but at the same time, I want I want that glass half full. You
Yeah,
know, because I need to see how all this falls out, right? And then the second part of this is the fact that I'm still skeptical about the safety position.
yeah.
And
Safeties.
that's not being a downer on Bradbury. It's just that, look, I want it. If they don't get him, if they don't get another receiver, or not receiver, I'm sorry, get another safety, they're going to have to hunt the quarterback.
Yeah,
And,
they're going to have to. They're going to have. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe like Eagle Slayer. What up? What up? Yeah, we do have a roster full of dogs, and we have a lot of dogs on the defensive line, and that defensive line is going to have to get at the quarterback and protect our back end. Like we're good on the front end. The front seven is great.
right.
The front
Yeah.
seven is great.
Yeah.
We got them dogs up front. Like the dogs got to do their job. Like I think this is not me being a homer. This is not me being just because I'm an Eagles fan. But I think depth wise, there's not a better front four in the league right now.
Well, in the East,
It,
because we
I
got
mean,
we got to understand. We got to see, that's the thing. We got to understand. We have to, as a fan base and just as a team, in general, take the small steps first, right? You got to take the small steps first, man. You got to win. I'm not saying it's a you want to win your division. That should be the
yeah,
first priority.
the first priority should be winning the division.
Right,
And before the draft, I didn't think there was a chance.
right,
After everything that has taken place in the last 3 weeks, I believe the Cowboys are still going to be the betting favorites
right. Yes,
to win the division. I think the Cowboys will be the favorite to win the division, but I believe the Eagles will definitely be in contention to win the division. And then we haven't had a repeat division champion in how long?
what is it? Since 2002,
Four or some, yeah, 2003 or 2004.
right,
There hasn't been a repeat division champion. So I think after the draft, God willing, everyone stay healthy and the Eagles stay relatively healthy this year, I think they can compete for a division crown. I think 12-5 is really a reasonable record. 11-6, 12-5 is really reasonable. And I think the Eagles can finish 11-5, 11-6, 12-5. So I think that's what you're going to need to win the division. And I think that's achievable with all the additions. Again, it depends on the defense is stacked, but it's all about how our defensive coordinator is going to use his weapons. We can't have Fletch dropping back in pass coverage this year. We can't have him shadowing a running back. Be smart. If the tools are used properly, I think this team can compete and win the NFC East.
right. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you feel as though right now, if they don't make another move on either side of the ball, do you think they're the favorite to win the division?
No, I think Dallas is still the favorite.
Okay.
I think Dallas is still the favorite simply because we've seen Dallas, even with the loss of Amari, if they had Cedric Wilson blossom last year, if Gallup is back healthy, if Gallup is back healthy, CeeDee Lamb is a dog. Dallas's line is decent, and they have Zeke, right? Who we say lost a step,
Right.
but I think realistically, Dallas is the best team in that division on paper. What's up, Dak? I think Dallas is a slight favorite. Like I think Dallas will be the slight favorite going into training camp, going into OTAs. Like right now, Dallas is the clear favorite. If I had to say who was going to win the division, I would say Dallas is going to win the division.
And
Now,
go ahead.
looking at the Eagles roster on paper, this is just on paper. We don't know chemistry. I'm giving Dallas the edge because I think Dallas has more talent 1 through 53, or do they do 58 men now? 1 through 58. I think Dallas has more talent. I think Dallas has more chemistry. I think Dallas, despite how horrible McCarthy is, I think Dallas has better coaching. So right now, Dallas is definitely the favorite to win the division. I would like to see how the Eagles gel, what the chemistry is, and how the defense comes along.
Right.
And the Eagles can possibly challenge. Talent-wise, Dallas is the best. I think if you rank the division based on the roster 1 through 58 or 1 through 53, 1 through 58, it goes Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington, New York.
Got it. And I'm gonna jump over and answer a question. Drew's asking why do the Eagles keep bringing in all of these wide receivers? Man, I think what they're doing is just pretty much they're pretty much trying to create some type of what's the word? Not what's the word? I'm trying to figure out what the word is. Competitiveness on the team. They're trying to get the guys to compete. That's one of Nick Sirianni's things. Competition. He wants everybody at every position to feel like there's a competition, even though you may be established. He doesn't want you to get comfortable. That's why I believe he's bringing all of these receivers in. The other thing is in regard, like the question I asked, Word, man, right now, I think that the Eagles and the Cowboys are neck and neck in regards to who's the favorite right now. If I had to give an edge at this moment, specifically because of who Dallas lost on the defensive side and the fact that their line is getting a little older, I would have to give an edge to Philly as of now. Now, like I said, anything can happen. Injuries happen. Like we watched pretty much like last year. If you would have put in a bet before training camp, you would have said that the Baltimore Ravens would have won the Central, right, or the North.
Yeah.
But then they had 15 running backs go down. Then Lamar gets hurt later on in the year, then they're out of it. I don't show enough as the Dallas roster better. I say they're neck and neck as of now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a toss up to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think as of right now, until they play a game, you couldn't go wrong saying either side. You know what I'm saying?
How do I think they're better? I can explain to them how I think they're better. I think right now, offensively, the lines are about even. Dallas has gotten up in age, but the Dallas line is a top 5 line in the NFL, offensive line when healthy. The Eagles have a top 5 offensive line when healthy. So I think the lines are about equal, but at the same time, we didn't have a depth-wise. I think our depth is a little bit better, right. But they're not too far apart. Like if you think the Eagles line is better, you can. I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm going to say Dallas's offensive line isn't that much worse than the Eagles' offensive line. They've shown and proven that over the years, when healthy, that they are a top 5 offensive line. They've been banged up a little bit, but we've been banged up a little bit. Um, bruh, our line was trash last year. Eagles fan. Our line, offensive line, wasn't that good. Actually, Jalen Hurts ran for his life a lot. Jalen Hurts ran for his life a lot. If the Cowboys don't have a top 5 offensive line, the Eagles don't have a top 5 offensive line. So the lines are really, really comparable. Like, Dallas's line is good. Dallas has a good offensive line. The Eagles have a good offensive line. Dallas has CeeDee Lamb. The Eagles have A.J. Brown, who we don't know what the dynamic there is yet. So I've seen CeeDee Lamb and Dak. I haven't seen anything from A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts yet. So I'm going to give that edge to Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Wide receiver 2 is Devontae Smith. And if Gallup is healthy, Gallup is really good. I'd say Devontae Smith is a better 2.
And I agree with Dank. It's pretty. That's why I said it's a toss up, because the Eagles are better at some positions, like Dank said, and then there's some positions that the Cowboys are better at.
Cowboys are better, exactly. The offensive line.
Right. So you get into it when you really draw down player for player.
They're even. They're just about even.
Right.
They're just about even.
It goes, and then when you get to a point like that, it's pretty much okay. Put the paper down, get on the grass, and see and show us what you have. And then really, I think the most important thing after all of this is who's going to be healthy. Who's going to be the healthiest team in the division? At the end of the year. I think that's going to play a lot. Yeah.
But I'd rather have Tyron Smith over Jordan Mailata. I don't care if he misses half the year. When Tyron Smith is on the field and healthy, Tyron Smith is a game changer. So, no, I said I'm saying better, Shona. Dallas Cowboys line is better. I'm saying it better. I don't care what you feel. It's my opinion, and I feel the Cowboys line is better. I'm not going back and forth. That's just how I feel. I feel the Cowboys line is better. Especially,
that's why I say that's like you say they're better.
Like, so I guess Miles Sanders is better. Miles Sanders is better than. Miles Sanders is better. We got a better backfield than Dallas too. We got a better backfield. You know what? The Eagles offensively are the best team in the league. They have the best quarterback, the best running backs, the best offensive lines, and the best receivers ever. Like their offense should be a 99 on Madden. If the Eagles offense is the 99 on Madden, then it's just Madden got it wrong.
All right,
I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna bring it back full circle, man. Like I can see like arguments on both sides of the coin.
The Eagles are 99. If the Eagles don't go 17-0, they're the worst team in history.
Yeah, I think that both teams have advantages at different spots, right? Right now, like prime example, would you feel as though it's a toss up between Hassan Reddick and what he does and what
DeMarcus Lawrence?
Either DeMarcus Lawrence or Michael Parsons.
I think Michael.
What do you do there?
I think Michael Parsons is more flashy and more dynamic. I think Michael Parsons is a better athlete, but I think talent. I think Hassan Reddick is going to be able. Like if you're picking just this individual player,
right?
You're taking Michael Parsons all day over Hassan Reddick. But I think depending on how Hassan Reddick is used and what they do with him, I think Hassan Reddick has the better pieces around him to be successful. So it wouldn't surprise me if Hassan Reddick and Michael Parsons have similar numbers if they're used the same way, because I think when you take into account Hassan Reddick is going to be playing with a Jordan Davis, and a Fletcher Cox and a Hargraves, I think Hassan Reddick is going to have flashes where he looks like he's the best player on the field.
Yeah, yeah. Now, we're gonna transition sort of off the Cowboys, and I want to kind of touch on the.
Show enough, who's Dallas tight end? Dallas legitimately has Schultz, who Schultz is a great tight end. Schultz and they have another tight end who's really good. Dallas has two good tight ends. Who's the Eagles' second tight end? Let me ask you that, Show enough. Who's the Eagles' second tight end? I don't know. JJ Arcega-Whiteside right now. So the Cowboys definitely are better in the tight end department than the Eagles are right now.
Okay, so now the next thing is, I don't want to really get into the whole Bradbury thing, but I still want to wonder what the Giants were thinking.
Arcega-Whiteside is the Eagles' number tight end too.
Right, I want to know what the Giants were thinking, because I think I heard it on the radio. I don't remember which show I was watching. I think I was listening to the NFL X Sirius channel when I was coming home today, and I was like, they brought up an interesting point. Why didn't the Giants just sign Bradbury to an extension and draw out the money? Why would you not keep him? And why would
they didn't want him there?
Why would you not keep him and then watch him go to a division? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I think the Giants are really bad, right? The Giants are really bad. Schultz, and I'm just going to say this about Schultz because I feel it's a sick taste in my mouth because you guys literally have me defending Cowboys players right now. Schultz is a really, really good tight end. We're hyping up this Dallas Goedert guy, but we haven't seen. What has Dallas Goedert done to prove that he's better than Schultz? Nothing. Dallas Goedert has done nothing, and you guys are hyping and praising him, and he has the same numbers as Schultz. He's not way better than Schultz. Like you guys are saying, he's way better than Schultz. Go watch Schultz film. Schultz. Go watch Schultz. Schultz is really bad at blocking, and okay, Goedert isn't a great blocker, and his hands are suspect. He's dropped several wide open balls. If we're going to break down drops, Goedert drops the ball. Goedert doesn't exactly break tackles either. I mean, but you guys are going to go with Goedert. I'm giving a non-biased opinion. Schultz is a really good tight end. Goedert is a good tight end. Eagles tight end 2 is JJ Arcega-Whiteside. That's where the problem lies. But
the situation with Bradbury and the Giants, I don't understand why they would allow him to not only leave, but cut him, and then watch him go into your division rival, who is trying to get better to beat you.
But yeah, well, see, I think that the Giants are horrible up front. And secondly, I think their cap is horrible. So I think they just said, well, we're in a really bad space with our cap. He's costing us a lot of money. We need to just part ways with him because we're not going to be good. I don't think the Giants don't expect to be competitive for the next 2 or 3 years. So I think it was more so let's get rid of this guy and get him off the books while we're down and let him do whatever he needs to do rather than keep him here and force him to spend the rest of his prime years in New York. Yeah. So I think they did him a favor. They did him a solid by cutting him and getting him out of there.
And then
Jay Charles shouldn't be on the team bleeding green, but right now he's transitioning into tight end.
And then you look at just the Giants roster as a whole. I don't know what they're doing. I know Tony, they were talking about trying to trade Tony, because of some things maybe internally. I don't know what the case may be, but that doesn't look right. They did get something right with drafting Thibodeau. They have some pieces. I don't really know what to expect from a Saquon at this point because of the injuries.
Yeah.
We know pretty much what Daniel Jones is.
Yeah, we know what Thomas. We know what Andrew Thomas is. We know what
Right.
Daniel Jones is.
Yeah.
Saquon, they blew that draft. They should have took Quentin Nelson, and then they could have got Chubb in the second round. I know I harp on this all the time, but it was just like you blew the draft for jersey sales. You drafted Saquon to sell jerseys when you should have been drafting Quentin Nelson and coming back and getting a running back in the second round. Yeah,
poor players in the trenches. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the Giants because they're probably if I had to pick right now, they're probably going to be at the bottom of the division.
Yeah, they're 4 or 5 win team.
Right, and then here we go with the Commanders. It's even weird saying that Commanders, but
I hate that.
That's neither here or there. I just feel like that team. I believe in Ron Rivera. He's a good coach, man. It's just the pieces. Just how you got a whole bunch of left foot shoes. You always have the left version of your shoe, but you never have the right foot or the right shoe. I think that's kind of like what the Redskins are, man. They have a very good defensive line, right?
Yeah.
They have one decent cornerback. I think it's William Jackson. He's good, but when you look at everything else out there, including now Carson, it's just like what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on. You like you said, coaching wise, I think the Commanders might have the best coaching staff in the division. I think the problem is the ownership group.
Right. There's some weird stuff going behind the scenes back there, man. In DC.
Hold on for a second. Texas Eagles fan, I did read that. Go Mavs. Go Mavs. Luke out drinking beer before game 1. I do read the super chats. I just got caught up because
we do, man. We behind you. We see
appreciate you, but I get caught up because everybody swears like Eagles fans are the worst fans in the world, and I love them for that. And every time somebody doesn't agree with them, it's like a personal attack.
Yeah,
because I said Dallas had the edge a little bit. Now everybody's like coming at my neck, like,
yeah.
No, I read it, and I appreciate the support and love, Texas Eagles fan. And you know what? Luke is a dog. Anybody who drink a beer before
now moves into that top 5.
Yeah. Anybody who drink a beer before the game, I'm gonna go buy a Luka jersey. Like, but
back to the Redskins, man. Or sorry, my bad. The Commanders. They just have a whole bunch of mismatched toys, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you have there. I believe that this is Parsons' last
chance.
Shot. This is his last shot, man. And if he doesn't get it right, if he's playing, I'll put it like this: if he's playing by the time we get to Halloween or towards Thanksgiving, he has a chance to come back and be a starter next year. But if he's not playing by Thanksgiving, his career is over.
Yeah,
his career is over, and I don't know what else. You can't. You were the number 1 pick in the league, man. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reasons you have, whether they're, maturity issues, lack of leadership skills, you have to grow up as a man.
But you know what it is? His teammates don't like him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real, and I'm just gonna say, like, because it's not a talent issue, right? Because the kid has talent, right? The man has talent. We talked about Jess Bates earlier. That would be Jess Bates.
We're going to get into that later, man.
We're going to get into that later. That would be the cherry. That would be the cherry on top of the sundae. So Carson has all the talent in the world, right? Carson has all the talent in the world, but his teammates don't like him. And being a quarterback, you're naturally a leader, no matter if that's in your personality or not. Being the quarterback, you are a leader. So he certain things, and we're not going to get political, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. Take it political, but there's certain things he's done and said in the past year or two that have alienated his teammates. And you can't alienate you can't alienate the guys in the locker room. Like, we're not all going to agree on everything, but you just can't come out like the vaccination, for instance. You can be for vaccines or against vaccines, but you can't not get vaccinated because I'm going to support you. If you don't get vaccinated and then you go out and have the worst game of your life and say, I was feeling sluggish and I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, we know what's wrong with you. You just won't admit it. Like, so Carson has alienated his teammates continuously, time after time, and it's catching up with him. This, like you said, this is his last stop. I don't want to see him flare out. But at the same time, from the people I talk to that are in the organization, that he's a horrible teammate. Like, he's a horrible teammate. And it showed that he was horrible in Philly. He couldn't stand Nick Foles after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. He rushed himself back and kind of forced Dougie's hand to play him when he wasn't ready, because he was the whole Nick Foles issue.
Right.
And then he Jalen Hurts comes the following year. He whatever. He's in Indy. Irsay can't stand him. This is what I'm saying. You don't give up 2 second-round picks. You don't give up 2 second-round picks, because second-round picks are valuable, and we're talking in the NFL. You don't give up 2 second-round picks for a guy and give up on that guy after 17 games. Unless there's something more to it than the talent.
Yeah.
Scheme. I'm fine with Wentz not getting vaccinated too. I don't have you. It's your body, your choice.
But you have to understand. You have to understand. Like, I didn't want to cut you off, but you have to understand, right? There's something that most of us have, right? No matter where we work at any level, there are standards and expectations. As a leader, whether it's in your household, whether it's at work, whether it's in your community, if you're doing community work, there are standards and expectations that you must follow. If you're a leader, if you're the man, if you're a quarterback, right? If you're a quarterback of whatever NFL team there is, you have to be. The standard is show up to work and do your job and do it to the best of your abilities, and be consistent in your job. The expectation is, if your teammates, and I want to repeat this again, I'm okay with him not getting the shot. However, you have to understand there are expectations. He is the employee. At that time, he was the employee of the Indianapolis Colts, which means he's an employee of Jim
Irsay,
right? And when he did not get the shot, which made him, he got COVID, right? And then he didn't play in the game. They lost the game, and then they lost the game in Jacksonville.
They lost to Jacksonville. He said he was sluggish, and he didn't feel himself. He was sluggish, and he just felt a little dizzy. You had it. You had what you had. Like, but it's cool. Like, I'm not. It's your body. It's your choice. I'm not here to tell you get the jab. I'm not here to tell you don't do it. I'm just saying.
You have to understand its standards.
We're holding you accountable, and we had the same conversation this weekend about Kyrie Irving, like the whole Kyrie Irving situation. Like, I get it, but that's a choice he made not to do it, and when he chose not to do it,
right. The key is The key
He
is
put
because it's going to be key. The key is you're now on your third team. What have you learned from these stops? Because
right.
there's no other. There may not be another stop after this. So what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
What are you going to do, Carson?
Now
Yeah.
back to the rest of the team.
Terry is a dog.
Terry is yes.
Terry is a dog. I like
Terry's a dog.
what's the running back from Memphis, the big ball.
I forgot his name off the top of my head. Antonio Gibson.
Gibson. I say Andre Gibson. Antonio Gibson is definitely he's a beast. He killed us. Like I just think that
I want to answer Michael Duhan's question real quick on the Eagles. He said, "Do you think that Carson Strong would be our third string quarterback?" I think that may be the choice right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I know they have obviously have Wentz or not Wentz but Hurts. They have
Minshew.
They have Parsons Strong. So I think they're going to do everything in their power to give him an opportunity to be the third string quarterback.
Yeah, I was having this discussion with someone earlier. It wouldn't surprise me if they keep two quarterbacks and they just keep Hurts and Minshew, and if Strong, depending on what he looks like, if he clears waivers, he'll be on the practice team. But if they do keep McKisson's tough. The Redskins do have two really good running backs. I was going to get back to that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they keep Strong and Minshew on the active roster, and depending on what Strong looks like in minicamp and preseason, if they don't think I think he'll clear. If they believe somebody's going to snatch him up, then they'll keep three quarterbacks. But if they believe he's a project that they can work on, he'll definitely be the practice squad guy for sure.
And then Bob Jr. Hey, what's going on, boss? Yes, I would like to see them attempt to get Chuck Clark. That would be for the Eagles. That would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
The only thing I've heard on regards to that is that they did have talks with Baltimore in the beginning, and then for some reason they fell off. It could be something in regards to maybe Gannon doesn't really like Chuck. I would think that I think Chuck could still do something here in Philly.
I think Chuck is. Hey, Walt, what's happening?
What's going on?
I think Chuck would be an addition, but I think right now, right now is not the time. Baltimore's not going to part with Chuck, right?
Yeah, it's going to cost something.
I think what you do is you wait until after OTAs and minicamp, and you see when everyone's healthy and how these rosters play out. And I think if you look at it 3-4 months from now and Chuck's still there, I think you can get Chuck for something less than what they are. Because I mean, Baltimore is not going to give him up now, but we'll see how their camp plays out, and then he might be available a little later.
And then Bleeding Green, I think that's a possibility. Also, the Eagles may try to find a reason to put Carson Strong on the IR. That's a good thing. That could be a good thing because, from what I understand, his knees are like they're not in the best condition right now.
Yeah,
so there's some other things on
that. That's part of the reason why he was undrafted.
Right, and Eagle Slayer. It's a possibility. It's Howie. You never know, man. You never know. But so we got through the Giants. We got through the Cowboys. We got through the Redskins. Now we are going to turn our attention to the man of the bullseye, the man who has the bullseye on his back. The man who has the bullseye on his back for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we all know who that is.
I think they don't give my guy a fair shot, but this is what I'm going to say. Like I'm on Facebook all day. If y'all need to find me, I'm on Facebook, Swerve Griffin. look me up, send me a friend request. I'm on Facebook all day, scrolling through chats, scrolling through groups. And this is the post that stood out to me today.
Right.
Like we signed Bradbury, and somebody said, now that we got Bradbury, if Jalen Hurts don't make something he got to go.
We already knew that, though. I will say this to you. I saw a lot of, I was on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. We'll put our Twitter handles in the
Yeah,
comments.
I put my Twitter handle. I got to get on Twitter.
Definitely put our Twitter handles in the comments. But I wanted to expound on something there. It's been a controversial little thing on Twitter today, when people were saying that, people were saying that, okay, Hertz is on notice. I believe that's not really a point of contention. We already knew that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like the Bulls are.
He's been on notice since he's been drafted.
Yeah, they've given him everything they can on offense. We've known that. What it boils down to is, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? What has he learned, and can he apply it on the field? That's what it really gets down to, man. That's what it really gets down to. But I want to see what what do the viewers think about Hurts, and then when we see what you guys think, we'll get back to our part of it. So what do you guys think about what's Hurts going to do this year? What do y'all think?
I mean, let me see.
Show Enough says he thinks Hurts can win 12 to 13 games.
He'll get a bag himself.
We definitely want him to. I think this is what I will say. I think anyone that's rooting against him not making it is rooting against the team.
They're rooting against the team, right?
And I don't like saying that a whole lot, because it's just like it's a double-edged sword of things. But if he wins, we as fans win, and then guess what? If he wins, it turns to three things: we win, the team wins, and then guess what? Those 2 first-round picks they have next year can go
for something else to help better the team.
Right.
So I say make something happen. And I'm going to look up his numbers because I want to be really, really, really on the money. I'm going to look up his numbers. Jalen Hurts led the team in rushing last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to do that.
No, we didn't. We didn't want him to, right? So he led the team in rushing. Michael, I think Jalen Hurts will definitely improve for 2 reasons.
I don't think
I'm going to tell you. Yeah, that's the first one. I think Jalen Hurts improves because he doesn't have a choice, and secondly, he improves because you just got him a guy who averages big yards after the catch. So you tell me my quarterback isn't. You telling me my quarterback can't throw the deep ball, and he doesn't hit targets. And his intermediate passing game is off. And then I'm going to look up his stats. I'm looking up his stats, but I'm going to hit y'all with this. You tell me my quarterback can't throw the deep ball, but he threw a 94-yard strike to Quez Watkins, who didn't get in the end zone. You tell me my quarterback struggles in the intermediate game, but the intermediate game isn't off. It wasn't all his fault because we had receivers who couldn't get open and separate themselves from coverage. So you just got my man, a big body receiver who excels at catching short passes and getting yards after the catch.
Right.
Boom. You got him a target that fits his style of play. Right. You got him A.J. Brown. If A.J. Brown is healthy, A.J. Brown is the game changer. So my man Jalen Hurts last year was 8-7. He threw for 3,144 yards. He averaged 7.3 yards an attempt. He had 16 touchdowns. He had 9 interceptions with a passer rating of 87.2. He completed 265 of his 432 attempts. That's not bad numbers. It's not great either. But what makes his numbers great is that he also ran the ball 139 times for 784 yards, and averaged 5.6 yards in attempt,
Right.
and had 10 touchdowns. So, you know what? You know what this looks like, and this is crazy. You know what this year looks like? It looks like a young McNabb year.
Where and if that's the case, the expectation is at that point, because we're talking about expectation and standards. The expectations is, hey, you got to the playoffs last year. I would think if I'm in the front office, which I'm clearly not, if you're in the front office, the standard now or the expectation is that you win at least one playoff game.
Yeah, we need the expectation, and my expectations are this: you loaded up the defense, right?
Right.
You loaded up the defense. You got him AJ Brown. We still haven't improved. We still haven't addressed the running game, which I'll get to a little later.
Yeah.
But you got him AJ Brown. AJ Brown should free up Smith. AJ Brown should free up Goddard. And my boy Quez is going to have a crazy season. But listen, I'm going to say something real crazy. What if Jalen Reagor beats out Quez Watkins for the third receiver spot? I don't know. We
got a third person in here now.
Oh, guess who
What
joined?
up,
What's happening, baby? What's happening?
What up, though? No, I just came off of Dear Pats Nation. I was just rocking with them real quick. I wanted to see what y'all boys was up to. Come talk junk to y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
But what y'all talking about? My bad. I just
I'm saying that everybody with Jalen Hurts, the expectations. I said Jalen Hurts had almost 3,200 passing and almost 800 rushing last year. It reminded me of like third year McNabb. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that you add an AJ Brown, that frees up Devontae, and AJ Brown is the type of receiver that is his game is suited to the strength of Jalen Hurts. It's the yards after the catch. It's the make a guy run through a tackle, whatever. I said the addition of AJ Brown actually enhances Hurts. It should enhance what Hurts does on the field. I don't like the fact that he led the team in rushing. But what we're saying is, with the addition of AJ Brown offensively, I think the team is definitely better, and we're seeing what the expectations are. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs last year. So is this year's expectation at least a win in the first round?
And Michael asked, would you pay him $35 million if he improves his passing yardage by 800 yards? I'm sorry. I wouldn't necessarily run or pay him off of that. I think it would have to be, hey man, you have to win a playoff game.
Yeah, I think you're just not going to hand the kid $35 million. I think if he goes out there and shows development and improvement in the pocket, so I'm not just going to hand you $35 million. But if you tell me that Jalen Hurts goes out there, he's calm in the pocket, he's stepping up, he's making the right reads, and let's say Jalen Hurts throws for 4,000 yards, like somebody told me there's a bet online. It says Jalen Hurts will be the first quarterback to ever throw for 4,000 yards and run 4,000 yards this year. If Jalen Hurts does that, I'll hand him the $35 million.
But do I want him 4,000 yards though?
I don't. But see, my thing is with these expectations is I think that expectations should be the team thing. Right now, we can't. I think we know what Jalen Hurts is, and I think that the coaching staff knows what Jalen Hurts is. Can he improve at the things we know he is? Definitely. But now it's up to the coaching staff to put him. If this is your guy, even if it's just for this year, put him in the best situation. Because if he's underthrowing 5-yard outs, if he's not getting it to AJ Brown on those slants, who's that on? Then
it's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? If he's not throwing 60-yard bombs, when they're throwing Hail Marys every other play, then that's on the coaching. We know that's not what he's good at. So I think there has to be like a separation of that, right? Like you have to have that overall versus.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like this. You went and got him AJ Brown, who plays into everything that we think Jalen Hurts is right now. He gets the ball on the money. If short to intermediate passing game, he gets the ball on the money.
Right.
The problem was Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor, they couldn't separate. AJ Brown is a bigger body. AJ Brown excels at getting open, short to intermediate, and yards after the catch. So you went and got him the best guy. You went and got him a guy that fits everything that Jalen Hurts does well. So if Jalen Hurts goes out there and he can't hit AJ Brown, like you said, it's a Jalen Hurts problem. But if you're sending AJ Brown on 30-yard goes, and then you're complaining about Jalen Hurts. So I believe this year, if Jalen Hurts gives me 4,000 passing, like they said, what's the over-under on his? And like I said, I'm on Facebook all day. If Jalen Hurts has, I think Jalen Hurts is a 28 touchdown, 10 interception, 500 yards, eight rushing touchdown type of year. Will he throw for 4,000? Depends on how many yards after the catch AJ Brown gets.
Ooh.
If AJ Brown is busy after the catch, Jalen Hurts might throw for 4,000. If AJ Brown don't get the yak that he was getting in Tennessee, then he might not. But let me ask y'all a question: Is Ryan Tannehill or Marcus Mariota better than Jalen Hurts? Do you guys feel Marcus Mariota or Ryan Tannehill are that much better than Jalen Hurts?
I'd say Ryan
Tannehill's that good.
I think
Marcus Mariota is that good.
I think he's more proven. I think
Tannehill had the benefit of having Derrick Henry behind him, because when he was in Miami, Tannehill was trash. Well, that rushing game, but that running game still didn't change. Tennessee was still running the ball 35, 40 times, and you had to respect the running game. But I think Jalen Hurts is better than Marcus Mariota, and AJ Brown was able to get 1,000 yards with Marcus Mariota, so that if AJ Brown comes here, and I'm not saying chemistry wise, I'm saying if AJ Brown comes here and he's not around 1,000, or he's not hovering at 1,000, or he doesn't have similar numbers, then there's an issue.
Yeah. So
Bird gang.
Smoke is asking, do you think both AJ and Devontae will go over 1,000? I'm saying one will be at like 980. Right, because you got to remember they still have Goddard out there, and then you still have you're still going to have whoever they throw the ball to outside.
In the slot, you're gonna have Quez. What's the ball from Indianapolis? They just bought in Pascal. You got Pascal. You got Quez. You got Reagor. You got Greg Ward. So I think one will break 1,000, and I think one will be like 880, 900.
Michael, I don't think we should trade Minshew because of one thing. Who's going to be? Hurts had an ankle injury last year. Minshew had to come in. It's a possibility that he could get hurt again. Who's going to be the backup? You don't want to make Carson Strong be your
Carson Strong should be your number 2.
Right, you don't want that.
Carson Strong's name is so deceiving. Carson's name is so deceiving. That last name Strong, boy, if you don't stop, it's unfortunate. He's had a lot of injuries, so it's kind of. I'd be surprised to see him.
It's not his arm. He has a very good arm.
It's not at all. It's his knee.
Yeah.
It's his knee. That knee will not stay together. But I just wanted to come in here and bother y'all real quick. I'm gonna let y'all get back to y'all thing. I just wanted to come.
No. Where you going? Where you going?
I just wanted to come bother y'all. Y'all killing it. Y'all killing it, man. Y'all killing it. I'm gonna hop off, but yeah, y'all be good, man. I'm gonna come bother y'all.
All right, good to see
you. Yep. So, man, it's pretty. It's tough, man. He's in the. I think I want Hurts to succeed, but he's. You got to do it. You can want someone to do something all you want, but they have to do it. He has to produce, man.
He has to put in the work, and I don't doubt. And the thing about him, I don't doubt he's putting in the work. So I'll never doubt that he's putting in work. He just has to go out there and he just has to go out there and yeah, exactly. Bob, I think if Jalen Hurts goes out there, these are the two scenarios. These are the two scenarios that buy Jalen Hurts time. And let's say the Eagles go out there and kill it, and they get a number 1 seed. Right? Let's say the Eagles go 14-3, and that offense is scoring 30-something points a game, and they clinch a number 1 seed. Jalen Hurts gets a contract. If the Eagles are 11-5, 12, if the Eagles are 12-5, 11-6, and they go out there and they win a playoff game,
yeah,
they get to the divisional round, and Hurts has had a halfway decent season, he's going to be the quarterback for the next 3 or 4 years.
Right.
So those are the situations. If Hurts goes out there and shows improvement,
he must improve. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He must improve, period.
Yeah, if Hurts goes out there,
because that's why they have those 2 first-round picks in the back of their pocket, and so they're basically holding them above them. Like, look, we want you to succeed, but if you don't, you will be the number 2, and then we're gonna get another guy.
Yeah, I think I am too. I just don't want to see him fail. We're all on wait and see mode. I'm saying they put a few pieces in place to help him be successful this year.
Right.
And it's the ball's in Jalen's court. Oh, you just took the words out my mouth. The ball's in Jalen's hands. It's up to Jalen to be great. Because if Jalen goes out there and Jalen is great, then guess what? Those 2 picks will be used to help improve the team more. And I'm not saying you give Jalen a bag. Jalen's not going to get a $30 million, $35 million deal. But 25, 27, something around there. If he goes out and gives us 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and we get a playoff win, like he does have flashes. He has flashes where he looks amazing, and then you have flashes where he looks like a 23-year-old kid. Because in reality, that's what he is, a 23-year-old kid who got thrown in the fire last year, 2 years ago, who got thrown in the fire, and then last year he showed steps and he led us to the playoffs. I tell you this, if Gardner Minshew was our quarterback last year, we're not a playoff team.
You got to do it when it matters. You got to do it when it matters, man. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got us for at least another 5 minutes, but we want to wrap this up with just saying, like, look, we went around the East. I think next week, we might take a tour around the North, or it might be the West. You never know, or the South. But we're gonna try to at least
next week
everywhere. Huh?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get everywhere rocking. We gonna. I think next week we should list the schedule. Joe, work on that. Get us a schedule that we could put on the side of the right here next to where I'm pointing to, right next to Philly, the city. We need the schedule right there, that empty spot. We gonna go through the schedule next week.
I'm sorry, Michael. Yeah, Jesse.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jesse Bates real fast.
Real quick. Jesse, I think would be a great addition, but we don't know what's going on with the Bengals. It's the Bengals.
Yeah.
They can be okay. We want to keep them, then they could not. And they trade them. You never know. But if you're going to trade for them, you're going to have to give up something. Which
I was just about to address that. So Jesse Bates, right? So all the Hurts naysayers who want Jesse Bates, you realize that in order to get Jesse Bates, you're probably gonna have to give up one of those first round picks that we're holding over Jalen's head next year, right?
Gonna have to give up.
So you're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to send the Bengals one of those picks in exchange for Jesse Bates. Like, I'm confident in Hurts. So if you can wiggle the cap around, if you can wiggle the cap around, I like that. If you can get them to take Dillard in the second round pick, that's definitely good too.
Right.
But
you're going to have to give.
You're going to have to give something up
to
get Jesse Bates.
Right.
So if I have to give up a first round pick for Jesse Bates, because you have to make cap space,
and you're going to
have to give up something, and that's what I'm saying.
Because he's going to be on the franchise tag, right?
Yeah, or you can ink them to a deal. So you're going to have to pay.
They don't have the money right now. They don't have the money. So I mean, it's tough, man. That's a tough situation. It really is.
Would I love Jesse Bates here? Who wouldn't love Jesse Bates here? I think if and this is and I don't it's Black. You know me a long time. You've never heard these words come out my mouth. You probably did like maybe twice. If the Eagles somehow pull off a Jesse Bates trade and they stay healthy this year, Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Ooh,
if they get Jesse Bates, listen, if they get Jesse Bates, then I'm about to explain to you why. If the Eagles get Jesse Bates, he's the top 5 safety in the league, right?
Right.
Slay is a top 5 corner.
Right.
Hassan Reddick, top 5 linebacker pass rusher, right?
Depends on what the scheme is.
With the scheme is right. Are you scheming properly? He's a top 5 pass rusher. And then you have a top 5 defensive line, right? And then I believe Nakobe Dean is Roquan Smith without the explosiveness. I think he's smarter than Roquan Smith. I think he's less athletic. I think Nakobe Dean is your stud. He's the prototypical middle linebacker, right? So if you get Jesse Bates, I believe that defense is a top 5 defense. If you get you add Jesse Bates to the defense as constructed, because I think Kayvon Wallace is that he's going to be that Cam Chancellor type guy you can put in the box. He's going to be that interchangeable, that rover. He's going to be the rover, and I'm using that term because the rover, what I like to call the rover, it's a hybrid safety linebacker position. It's the guy you put down to. He can play in the box. He can cover a little bit. So the defense is set, right? So if you're giving me a top 5 defense, you add Jesse Bates, the Eagles have a top 5 defense.
Right.
Then you're telling me that my offensive line is intact. So I got a top 5 offensive line. I have an up-and-coming wide receiver in Smith. I have A.J. Brown, who's proven. I'm going to get Quez Watkins, Pascal, and Jalen Reagor and Greg Ward if we keep 6. That receiver room is drastically improved, right?
Right.
My only question would be the running game. And Joseph Hudson, I think Slay has another year in him. You know why? Because they just went and put Bradbury on the other side of him. So, I mean,
and right,
he's got another year or two.
Right, and right, Bleeding Green. I'm kind of still in that boat like you are, with Bates saying it's going to cost a ton, because you just don't right now. They just started getting out of salary cap trash. They just did.
No,
don't go backwards. I like Bates. I think he's a great safety, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about this, right? As these other players improve, you're going to have to pay them.
Yeah, I agree with that too. That's what I'm saying. Salary cap. If you want Bates, you're going to have to give up picks, and you're going to have to figure out. You're going to have to figure out how to pay these two.
You're going to have to pay them. Like, that's first and foremost. If Hurts improves, you're going to have to pay him. If Sanders stays healthy, right, and he shows what his true potential is, you're going to have to pay him.
I'm not paying him.
But you don't have anybody else.
No, but I will use. I really believe. Like, you know what I was really hoping. I was hoping the Eagles drafted a running back in the third round, second
And
or
he
third
didn't.
round, and they
Yeah.
didn't. But they got N'Kobe Dean, so I'm all right with that because they got N'Kobe Dean. Right?
But they didn't even get a second. They didn't even get a number 2 behind them. They're still relying on Boston Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's that position, right? You're eventually going to have to pay Devontae, right? Then you still have to think about it. You know, Landon Dickerson is going to come up. You know, the Cam Jurgens are going to come up. You know, these guys are going to come up, and you're going to have to pay them. What will you do? You know what I'm saying? That's just on the offensive side. You know, they still haven't even settled what they're going to do with what's 97? He's the D tackle, not number 97. I forgot his name, but they're gonna have to pay him too. Because he only signed for 3 years and 39 million. You're gonna have to pay him.
Hargraves.
You're gonna have to pay Hargrave. You still gotta pay him. Right. Thanks, Jack Talk. You still gotta pay him, right? Again, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with Slay? You gonna pay, because I think next year his contract's up, man. You know, it's like, yikes. What do you do? And it's a lot of money out there, man. You know, luckily, I don't want to say luckily, you know, you have some guys that are going to be towards the end. Fletch. I don't know how much longer that Lane's going to play. We know Kelsey's on a year-to-year basis. So obviously a couple other guys that are a little older and older in the tooth. Do you think added more talent to the team in 2017 or upcoming year? I think this year they added more talent through the draft and through free agency and trade than they did in 2017. Because really, 2017 was what was it? It was Alshon, Chris Long, LG, and I think who was it else? Pat Rob. But those guys, didn't stay. Most of those guys, Ajayi, but those guys were done. 5 out of, if I name 7 guys, 6 of them were done after that 2017 season. These guys have younger talent drafted and traded for. So I think it's different in this side, in this part.
Yeah, I mean, draft them what we got. I think this year we added more talent. I think in 2017 we just struck gold in free agency, which I'm not complaining about.
Vets. Yeah, the vets came through a lot, man. And
Blunt.
Then you had Derek what's his name? I wish he was gone, but Derek he got the strip. He picked up
Barnett.
Yeah.
Barnett. Yeah, Milton Williams. We forgot to talk about Milton Williams. Milton Williams is on that line too right now. So it's like Hargraves. You might be able to replace Hargraves with Milton Williams if you don't, because Milton Williams showed flashes last year. He definitely flashed.
Right.
He definitely flashed. Hey Michael, I like Epps and I like Wallace, but what my boy from Alabama that I told y'all about last week, he's gonna be the one that he's going to be the one that's a pleasant surprise. He's definitely, but I like Wallace. Wallace reminds me so much of Cam Chancellor. It's crazy. If he gets his act together, and then we Epps they seem to like Epps a lot. So if they high on Epps, then I'm going to rock out with Epps too. I mean, I just want us to win. I want everybody. I want us to be great. Like, I definitely want us to be great. So I'm going to support whoever I need to support for our team to be successful. So
yeah. So it's tough. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? I just, I'm not gonna jump out there and say Super Bowl yet. I want to see.
I said if Jesse Bates show up, we get.
Yeah, if Jesse
Bates show up. Yeah, Bates show up, we going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
If Carrion's still on the roster,
yeah. Do you think
all
the
right.
Johnson kid we drafted out of Kansas can play hybrid? I've heard he can. We have to see it. On the field. Obviously he'll have the preseason to show that. Hopefully he get some work under his belt. You know what I'm saying, and stay healthy. Stay healthy. With the Jack talk with Carson Strong, it's really about his knees, man. That's why he wasn't drafted. Because I heard nothing negative about his arm or his intelligence. Nothing about either of them, man. It's just he needs to stay healthy. But overall, man, I think as of right now, sitting what is this June 7th or May 17th or 16th, the Eagles are in a good spot, man. They just have to put it all together on the field, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we'll be on here a lot more. We're gonna probably do something on the. I want to say we're gonna do something on the NFC South next week, and hopefully something comes up good, positive for the Eagles in the meantime that we can look towards. Hopefully they get a. I want them to get another safety because I really don't trust Anthony Harris. We know that Epps can run, but when it comes down to just the experience of being out there, man, that's what we're looking at. Um, Michael, yes, we go as far as Hurts goes, but we need him to stay healthy. We need him to continue to improve. We need him to lead this team, and also with that, I still want to say one thing because I think we still get away from this in any team sport. The team, you're only as good as the team is, man. Like the rest of the parts
Yeah.
around, right? And the reason I say that is because we saw the Buccaneers break down after they played Philadelphia. We saw them break down, right? Because the parts fell off the car,
Yeah.
fell off the car. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we're gonna do an NFC South. You can bring them on, Joe. A Smoke. You want me to give you my honest opinion? I don't think Brandon Graham's coming back next year. I think he's gonna start the year on the pup, and then I think as the year goes, he's not gonna progress as well as he thought he was. And I think we've seen the last of Brandon Graham on the football field. And Brandon Graham's one of my favorite Eagles, so it actually hurts me to say that. But I think I think Brandon Graham's done
Yeah,
because he's 34 years old. That you don't you that injury is a monster when you in your 20s. So to have that type of injury in your 30s, uh, I'm praying for him to come back because he's one of my favorite guys on this roster. But if Brandon Graham was to come back, I would be pleasantly surprised, and I want him to come back, but I just don't think he's going to come back. I
right,
think
right.
we have hints of Brandon Graham not coming back. I think Derek Barnett was signed. Like the Hassan Reddick. It made sense, but to re-sign Derek Barnett kind of let me know in my head that there's a strong chance that BG won't be back, and I'm going to miss BG because he's one of my all-time favorite Eagles. Uh, but I think he's done. I think we've seen the last of Brandon Graham. I hope we don't, because
Right.
Brandon Graham, if you get a hold of this, Brandon Graham, you my guy. I'm pulling for you. You're one of my favorite guys. But I just think that Brandon Graham is done.
All right. So with that being said, this is another extension of the Philly podcast. Philly, the city. It's my guys, Swerve, Marv, myself, Marcus. My handle is Black Market, man. I put my Twitter handle in the comments. Please rock out with us, man. And I'm gonna ask
Yeah, we
everybody
we we
questions.
gonna be here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, you can look me up on Facebook, Swerve Griffin. I'll give y'all my Twitter. I don't know exactly what my Twitter is because I don't be on there like that. But just hit me up, Swerve Griffin on Facebook. stay in Facebook jail. So if I can't accept it now, I accept it in about 30 days. But yeah, thank y'all for rocking with us. Hit that like, subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Texas fan said he's hit us with the Super John Go Mavs. I mean, I'm not even watching it, but I think Luka's a dog. But yeah, we definitely gonna be rocking with y'all every week. Every week, y'all gonna see our face, even hopefully more than just once a week. Y'all gonna see us more and more often. And then football season come. We get Brandon back, we get Joe back, and we just get ready. Imagine Life, yeah, Imagine Life is Black's Twitter. I tell y'all mine. Let me get on here and tell y'all what my Twitter is. I'm acting like I don't got my phone in front of me. Let me get on y'all because I need to start getting on Twitter. But every social media network just be blocking me and banning me from Twitter because I just be saying what everybody wants to say. Let me see what my Twitter name is. Simply Swerve. Simply Swerve is my Twitter at Cotton D Marcus. Simply Swerve. Simply space SWIRV at Cotton D Marcus. That's my Twitter handle. So y'all, yeah, hit us up, man. I appreciate the back and forth. I know y'all was giving me a hard time because I said the Dallas offensive line was better, but I expected that from y'all. I might say something just to get y'all a little riled up. But I really appreciate the love. Another great show. Thank y'all for supporting Black and myself. Thank y'all for supporting Philly the podcast.
Yep.
You guys have been great, and we'll see y'all soon.
We out.
Yeah. Have a good evening.
You too.